Welcome back to For Love of the Mouse. It's me, Bryson, and today we're coming with another episode of Disney Cooking at Home, aka Cooking with Crystal. But before we get started, please make sure you've clicked that subscribe button down below if you're new around here. Then slide over, click that bell icon so you're notified whenever we release new videos. And then click that like button at some point throughout this video so that we know you liked this video. And that you probably like us. It would mean the world. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to hand this over to Crystal because today she is making the Columbia Harbor House lobster roll with the kettle chips.
Oh hey! Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Crystal. Tonight we are doing something really exciting. As Bryson already told you, we are going to be doing the Columbia Harbor House lobster roll. And we are going to also be making those chips that sound delicious and we're a little nervous about because we've never done them, but they're going to be great and we can't wait to take you along with us. So since we're already in the fridge, I should probably get the ingredients that I need. We're going to get some garlic. We have a shallot and some celery already out here. We're actually going to be using langoustine lobster, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. We're going to get our Miracle Whip. We're going to be using the light Miracle Whip, but you can absolutely use real mayo. Or for an even lighter touch, you can use plain Greek yogurt. Before we get started, we have to go over our list of ingredients. You're going to need 3 different sets of ingredients for the 3 various components of this dish. We're going to start with the potatoes. We're going to need our air fryer. We're also going to need a food processor or Ninja. We're going to be using our Ninja. You're also going to need 3 russet potatoes, seafood seasoning, we're going to be using Old Bay, and salt and pepper to taste. In addition, you're also going to be needing cooking spray for your air fryer. For the bread, you're going to be needing French rolls, a half a stick of softened unsalted butter, 2 cloves of finely minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of parsley. We're going to be using dried parsley, but you are more than welcome to use fresh, and then a half a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Last but not least, for the lobster salad itself, you're going to be needing 1 pound of lobster. We're going to be using, as I mentioned before, langoustine lobster, which I will show you in a second. It's in the sink. So over here in our sink, we have our langoustine lobster. We got these at Costco, and they were frozen when we received them, so we're just letting them thaw in some water. But that's what we're going to be using for our lobster meat today. You're going to need a half a cup of mayonnaise. We're going to be using light Miracle Whip, but use whatever you have on hand or prefer. 1 lemon juiced and zested. 1 teaspoon of seafood seasoning. We're going to be using Old Bay. 1 teaspoon of hot sauce. We're going to be using our Heartbeat hot sauce in the flavor Red Habanero, but you can use whatever you have on hand or prefer. A half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon each of chives, parsley, and tarragon. We're going to be using all dried herbs, but again, if you have fresh, that's definitely preferable. 1 minced shallot, 1 to 2 stalks of celery, chopped, and salt and pepper to taste. Let's get started. Bryson is the whiz with the kitchen tools, so he's going to be helping me especially with the air fryer and cutting the potatoes with the Ninja. So I'm going to wash them and then rinse them and get all of the dirt off of them, and then he's going to slice them up in the Ninja. We have all the potatoes lined up here on 2 pieces of paper towel, and we're going to pat them dry. And we're actually going to do this a couple of times because you want to make sure that the potatoes are completely dry. You don't want them to be damp at all. So this takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get them completely dry. So be patient with this part. potatoes are sitting and drying, we're going to toast our buns. So I have 2 of our French rolls here. I also have our garlic butter mixture that we made earlier, and we're going to toast them on a pan. You can also do this in the oven, but this crisps them up just as well. So let's do that. So our buns are done. They are toasted and on the plate with the garlic butter mixture on them. Next up, we have to put together our lobster salad mix, the main part of this dish. So I'm going to get a large bowl and I'm going to mix everything together. And I'm actually going to be doubling this recipe because we're going to be eating this throughout the week. But you can just follow the recipe below on our blog post for the single recipe for this, which makes 4 servings. And there we have it. We have the lobster mixture all ready to go. So next we're going to put our chips together in the air fryer.
Now it is time for me to do my part and make the chips. So this is going to be a cooking with Bryson and Crystal. Oh my gosh, how fun. You get 2 of us for 1 thumbs up. Okay, so as Crystal said, we are doing this in an air fryer. So get that turned on. We want air crisp, and the recipe calls for 300. There we go. So we'll get her preheated, and then our next step, we need to spray cooking spray, as Crystal talked about, on both sides of these chips. So that's what we're going to do right now. And then they go in the air fryer once it's all preheated. All right, the air fryer is all set. It's preheated. Temperature is good to go. So we're going to do this in batches, it said. Whenever you do something in an air fryer, you want to make sure it's spread out, because the point of an air fryer is the air getting around in there. If you don't have anywhere for air to go, it's not really going to do its job. So both sides of these are coated. We are good to go. So we're going to close this up, 16 to 20 minutes on 300. See how they turn out. All right, so the first batch is done. They are pretty crispy. There's a few of them that aren't quite as crisp as some of the other ones, but I didn't perfectly flip them, so that's what's going to happen. But I mean, they're perfectly fine. They crisped up, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and cook the rest, and Crystal's going to get the Old Bay and all the rest of the seasonings put on these ones that just came out.
So this is the finished product. We have our lobster roll with our garlic butter roll, and then our Old Bay air fried potato chips. This is great. I'm super excited about this. I cannot wait to dig in. There you have it, guys. That is our rendition of a copycat recipe from the Columbia Harbor House lobster roll, complete with Old Bay seasoned air fried potato chips. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. We had a great time making it, and we can't wait to come back with more Cooking with Crystal and Bryson. If you haven't already, please be sure to click that subscribe button, that bell notification, so that you can be notified every time we release a video, and hit that like button if you like what we're doing. We will leave the link to the blog post below for this recipe. We hope that you give it a try, and if you do, be sure to let us know. Comment below if you have ever had the Columbia Harbor House lobster roll, and if it's one of your favorites, because it's one of our favorites. And thank you so much for stopping by. For the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse.